Well, again, welcome to the CGMA wrap-up call for the campaign. I hope you've had a great month at your unit, getting the word out. One of the things that we celebrate each year during the campaign is that more people are aware of our programs and services. Last week, I had a member who was a campaign coordinator who asked how to get another member at their unit in touch with how to apply for a SEG. That's a success. So someone who wasn't aware of the program before is wanting to apply. So that's fabulous. Hope it also has meant some new donations, some allotment increases, maybe some checks coming in. So we want to celebrate those new donations that are coming in, and we want to get them processed in a timely manner so we can get acknowledgements out for the folks that have made those donations. So we want to equip you to have a really good wrap-up process. Also for you to know the impact. So I have Miss Sarah Martin. She's our Chief of IT, and she is going to walk us through the dashboard, and we'll do that in a few moments. I just really want to, this is a new tool that we think is going to really help you guys, one, for your own fitness reports, to be able to say the impact of the dollars raised while you were a campaign coordinator, and then also to be able to inform your command of your unit's activities in light of everybody else's activities, and then make sure that you process the donations and handle those properly. And then want to tell you a little bit about what's coming next, which is going to be our survey to campaign coordinators, and then you're pretty much all done. Now, there might be some folks who still need to process kickoff fund reimbursement when we want to do that in a timely manner. So in the same way that the deadline you're going to keep in mind is May 15th, we're looking to get all the summary information in so that we can get all of our reporting done and get it processed and back to you about the end of the campaign. So to get Sarah, who's, I'm very glad that she's able to join us for this call today. So I'm going to actually turn it over to her first, and then we'll come back through and go through our cycle of what we're going to do for other campaign details. So Sarah, I'm going to turn it over to you if you want to share your screen. So thank you again for joining us.
Great. So new this year, we have a Power BI dashboard. And so I'm going to share my screen and just show you how to get there if you haven't been there before. So if you go to cgmahq.org, you click on Reps Resources. And then we can find the campaign resources right here. And from the campaign resources, down here, we have the 2023 campaign results dashboard. We'll probably move that up further now that the main part of campaign is over. And we also have some top 10 lists that we have not made public yet, but I think we'll do that pretty soon. And it's just which units of various, if you're a medium-sized unit, you know, who were the best medium-sized units in a couple different measures. But for now, we have this campaign report, and it opens up with this pink slide on top of it, which has some information, just some tips about it. And then if you click anywhere in it, that stuff disappears. To get that stuff back, you click on this I for information. So it says to start here, which is choose your unit. And then it has some information like the population data that we got is from the beginning of March. And so how many active duty and civilian people are in your particular unit or district or whatever, that's when that comes from. And the data in this is updating overnight. So everything that's in our system will be updated overnight. We still do take a couple of days to process any new allotment forms or gifts. So especially when those are coming in really hot and heavy, it may take a couple of days for them to show up. So what you want to do first off is look for your unit here, and you can type in the name of your unit. So, you know, if we were to put in base, it's going to just show me things that are a base. And so if I open up District 5, these are the bases that show up. So you can, if you know the name of your particular unit, and the way it's organized is districts. Then inside the district are the CGMA rep sites, and then under the CGMA rep site are the OPFAC numbers for the different units. So if I was going to look at base NCR, I can check that, and it's going to show me all the units that are part of base NCR. And so then it shows me the 2022, 2023 stats just for what I've got checked. So if I uncheck that, then it's showing me everything. If I just check one of the things in here, that it's just showing me this. So this is just a population of 33, what they did last year, what they did this year. And you can see in this population, it's only active duty people. So we can see that 39% of them are giving. If we choose another, this has both active duty and civilian. And then if you just want to see one or the other, you can uncheck the things up here. So if you specifically want to look at part of your constituency, that's the way to do it. So once you've chosen what you want to see over here, then you can see some stats from last year and compare them to this year. And then we just have the assistance information for last year. Then down here, you've got some year over year changes. So you can see how the population has changed, is that red line there. And the blue line is how many gifts we've gotten in each of those years. Okay, so those are the big information, and then these other two down here are breakdowns. So the 2023 cash check breakdown, let me get a bigger sample. So it's going to show you credit card gifts and other gifts and check gifts. So other is wacky things that we couldn't otherwise say, but credit cards and checks, self-explanatory, and it'll give you the number and the total amount. And then down here we have the allotment breakdown, and it's going to show you new, increased, and ongoing allotments for whatever group you have checked up here. And it's going to give you the numbers in annual terms. So these ongoing numbers are how much CGMA will get over a full 12 months. And if we have a new one, that's 5 people have started allotments enough that times 12, or for civilians times 26, 26, 24, I can't remember.
No, it's 26. Yep.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly payments.
Yeah. Then it comes out to an annual amount of that. So any questions or anything else you wanted me to cover, Erica?
The one thing I wanted to ask is, can you search by, I know you said by base or by name, can you search by OPFAC number if they know that?
Yes.
Or yeah, okay, great.
So, and you can look for, 1, 2, 3. It's going to find things that have the number 1, 2, 3 in them. So it's pretty flexible with that.
Wonderful. No, that's
things
great.
you can find.
Yeah.
And
here. Oh, go ahead.
If anyone wants to know what's under blank, that's the recruiting offices, because they're not in a specific district.
Mm-hmm.
They're all grouped together in one OPFAC.
Yeah. And you said the top 10 lists are coming?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we just want to do some quality assurance on those, and then we'll be releasing those in a couple days.
Okay, great. And that will come out from an email from me once that's ready. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being here. And then I'm just going to pause. If anyone has any questions about this dashboard and how to use it, go ahead and take yourself off mute and let us know you have a question, or put a question in the chat, and Gosnell will monitor that. Hearing none at the moment, but it might take a moment for someone to text in. But my last question is just going to be, when will that be complete? When will that report be finalized? And I believe I know that, but I just want to double check that what you've got on yours, and then we can let folks know that once we complete the window, there's a window we do the campaign in, and we'll send out a final report.
Yeah, so the full window is to the end of June. And so by that time, if we haven't heard from you, then it doesn't count.
Right.
So
And that's
yeah,
mostly, that's not the active duty. Why we have that longer window and why our final report will happen in early July is because we also do, in tandem to the active duty civilian campaign, is we send out mailings to the reservists, the retirees, and the auxiliary members. And that's what usually takes the longer for them to mail back their checks. So that's why this dashboard is really helpful, so that you're getting a little bit more real time as the new allotment changes happen. You're going to get good numbers that are really not going to change after you put them in, and give us your reporting in mid-May. So probably by the end of May, not much is going to change for the active duty members, maybe some cutters who've been deployed or something like that.
yeah, and you can watch it happen in real time. If you send us in the mail a bunch of allotment forms, then you can look a week later and, see that it's reached us and it starts to get in the system.
Super. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, great. I'm going to share my screen now and show you the summary report that we asked for. So this is what you're going to want to create when we talk about a package for summary. This is what we're going to use. So this is also on that same page that Sarah showed, and I'm going to show it as well just for the visual side of things. Here we go. Okay, so on the campaign page, which is cgmahq.org/campaign, it is form right here, the coordinator summary report, form 30. And I already have it open for you. And basically you just fill in your information there, campaign coordinator, your unit, if you know your OPFAC, the best contact information for you. Just confirm the people assigned. You've probably already done this when you reported as a campaign coordinator, but basically this is saying what your package is. You're not having to know how many people are continuing their allotments or anything like that. You're basically saying, I've got 10 new allotment forms and I'm submitting 2 civilian employee forms, and this is in the package I'm sending in. So this is just a quality control. So you just say literally how many active duty forms you're receiving and how much cash that was. So let's say you did a fundraiser and everybody donated $5 for their Chick-fil-A sandwiches or something like that. That's going to go down here in the fundraising event proceeds. That's down at the bottom. And then in terms of cash contributions, allotments, and deductions, that's what we want to capture, the different types of donations. So you got 3 checks. You just put that in. Is it 2 active duty, 1 civilian? What was the amount of each? And then the rest of the form pretty much totals up by itself. You're just needing to put in the number and the total amount. And then the only differences we're here with the allotments is if you have an increase. So let's say they started with a $1 allotment and they went to 5, it would be 1 to 5. But say you got 3 different allotment forms that were all going $1 to 5, the old amount would be 1 and the new amount would be 15. So basically you're just totaling up what you have on the forms. It's really, it's simple addition. We're not making it more complicated than that. So hopefully that makes sense. That just gets printed out and in the package with those allotment forms that you send in to us. Now, a lot of your folks might have been able to, let's stop sharing my screen now. Hold on 1 second. A lot of folks probably were able to send in their forms online. And if they did that, you don't need to send in a summary report, because that was all captured. If they did credit card donations online and put in their unit, that's going to be showing up in the dashboard. If they submitted their own following the QR code on any of the details. But we do know that oftentimes people are more likely to be involved in the campaign if they have that physical paper and submit that and it feels a little bit more real. So that's certainly why We don't want to avoid using the pledge forms because you're more likely to have actual donations if people use those pledge forms. So just safeguard the information. It does have PII on it. So with the employee numbers or the last four of social. So just make sure you safeguard that information, that you send it properly to us. The address is actually our headquarters office address here in Arlington, Virginia, and that's listed in your coordinator instructions, which is going to have the best information really to share about completing all the details. It goes through how to electronically complete the Form 30, to either manually do it if that's your preference, and then what to submit to us. Now, we don't want to receive a few notes. We don't want you to send any cash or coins, and that it would be the case for people who had like a coin. That I know there was a couple spots, I think, that they did like a coin challenge or a penny war. You're going to want to convert that. And if there's any cost with converting it to a money order, just take that from the purchase of the money. So say it costs $3 to $5, take that from the donations and then just include the receipt, and that just lets us track the cost of that. And then you want to mail it to our offices on 1005 North Glebe Road. That exact address is in the instructions. Now, if you have any questions, we've been saying it all along, but you can always email us at campaign@cgmahq.org. Or you can call me directly. I'm happy to I had a call with a station just before this. They weren't able to join the call, but I was able to talk him through the submission process. And then the key thing to keep in mind is that you're pretty much done, but that we're gonna want to circle back with you. So next week, watch out for a survey that's coming from us that just helps us know what was helpful, what was useful to you, and keeps that feedback loop. You're the ones who run the campaign, and you're the ones talking to people, so you know what's most effective for you and your unit, and that is really valuable feedback that we want to hear. So we want to get your input on that. I'm going to pause here for a moment and see if there's any burning questions, and then I just have a few more reminders, and then hopefully I can give you guys back a little bit of extra time from the call. So go ahead and put something in the chat. Gosnell can monitor that, or if you want to take yourself off mute and share your question.
Sorry, there was a question that said, I had a member already go online and do a one-time payment. Do I need to list it on Form 30 or no, since it's already populated?
Actually, yeah, hopefully that got answered just a few moments ago, but yes, you do. I said yes, but no, you actually don't need to take any further action. If they did it online, they either followed the QR code or they made a credit card donation, and they listed, as long as they listed what unit they're associated with, that would have been already captured in the dashboard, and you as a coordinator don't need to take any further action. The only things you need to take action on are the fundraising events. If you've collected checks or cash or anything. And then if you've gotten any hard copy forms from civilians or active duty members, you compile those with the Form 30, the summary report, and then you send that as a package to the CGMA headquarters. So it's a lot. If anyone on this call has done campaigns before, we've gotten a lot more streamlined, and a lot more of it is happening in the virtual space, which means we're getting reporting a lot faster for you, which hopefully is helpful for your fitness reports and reporting back to your leadership. Oh, that was a question from Juno. That's fabulous. Good to have Juno on the line. My CGMA time in Juneau was for the Bowie Tender Roundup, which was always a fun event. All right, feel free to keep typing in questions if you've got it, or take yourself off mute and just interrupt. I'm happy to have another question or two. I'm gonna just give you a couple more tidbits and then we'll let you go. Mainly is, let me get back to my notes here just a second. We do know that some folks still have events upcoming. So if you haven't held your fundraising event or something, just let me know if you're going to need some time outside of the window of our cutoff, which is, again, that May 15th. That's totally fine. We'll make a note. We'll track that along with you. So places like Base Portsmouth is having their color run this weekend. Some cutters, because of their deployment schedule, are doing a fundraiser kind of outside that window. And remember that you can, with the personality of your unit or the rhythm of your ops schedule, you can do a CGMA fundraiser at any point during the year. It is just this campaign window fits right now. But do know if there's something that, I don't know, a softball tournament or something that comes up and you want to send some proceeds to CGMA, we welcome donations at any point. So, but if there are events happening, do let us know. We would love to cheer you on when you're doing that. And then just watch out for that survey in the next week or so to get your input. So that's the end from me. We'll stay on for a few more minutes and see if there are any other questions. Okay, I'm going to say that Gosnell can stop the recording at this time, and otherwise, folks can hang on the line. I'll be available for further questions if there are any. Otherwise, have a great afternoon and know that we're available if something pops up as you're pulling together your fundraising summary report or your campaign summary report.